Why Stop Listen Band?
I would love to do Why Stop Listen Band.
Alright, what's up, DickeyDiners? We're back in the saddle. It is time again to do the thing. So I asked people on Facebook, why Stop Listen Band?
And they said, intrigue.
So we went on Facebook and we asked, why did you stop listening to a band? Give us your reasonings.
Do you have any off the cuff that you stopped listening to for
Lost
reason?
Profits, for
sure.
sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I was gonna let the girlfriend thing go, but it's hard to look past the other stuff. That guy's a real jerk. I can't listen to Chiudos anymore once I heard their In-N-Out order.
Alright, well, let's see what y'all had to say. So, first off, he said, Carl says, dudes making out in an Architect's vid. Did that happen? When did that happen?
Yeah, I must have missed that one.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that at all.
I don't remember Zesty Architects.
I feel like I would have remembered this, but maybe we just didn't see the video or something.
That's I kind of Siri, make a reminder for later. Google image search.
It's gonna add that to the Gooner list.
I'm also looking up like architects kissing. I wonder if there's like a subgenre of real architects. Just like, we just finished this building, and they're like grabbing your dude and being like, your blueprints are immaculate.
Alright, next. Brennan says Metallica because I got tired of non-metalheads saying how metal they are, and because the new album sucked. I mean, I guess that's fair. It's like if the band doesn't make good music anymore, I mean...
I like the first reason, too, of just like the fan base of like the people are posers, and so I hate Metallica. And
right.
Like,
I mean, I've seen that so many times though. People are like, the band is cool, but their fan base sucks.
Right, yeah.
Like, they're so cringy or whatever, you know? I've seen that.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know why this just did something in my brain about, like, because Nirvana never got the chance to be cringe. Like, you know,
right.
So, like, are there, like, do we not, like, respect Metallica in their time, and then it's like, they're getting old. Like, it's going to happen, but, like, you know, we got to see them get old, you know? It's a weird catch-22 of, like, they're immortalized, but they're, like, with time, losing that respect, which is, like, is that fair?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I've thought that so many times about Nirvana, where I'm just like, what if he kept making records? What if his, like, political opinions pissed people off? What if, you know...
what if we got the Vince Neil, like,
like...
dude, fat fucking Kurt Cobain.
Next up, Eric Chapman says, Trapped, and anything the lead singer does these days. And bonus, As I Lay Dying, Tim Lambesis, and all that fun Tim stuff.
Tim stuff.
All the fun Tim stuff, yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah, I mean, dude, okay. Seeing the trap singer nowadays live streaming on TikTok with his acoustic guitar, just sitting there playing Headstrong, just over and over again, I'm like, bro.
Dude, he'd low-key go small viral if he did 24-hour live stream of just playing Headstrong. Just over and over, just crying.
I mean, to be fair, that's the only thing that I've seen that I actually shared on my Instagram page was, like, him just, like, playing Headstrong on, like, live or whatever.
He's such a strange thing. He's got the Patrick Bateman feel of, like, not, like, the serial killer vibe, but, like, thinking you're so cool, but everyone's like, what a fucking dork. Yeah. And he's just walking around being like, I am so fucking sick, and everyone's like, oh. When they meet him, that's just what that guy feels like.
Next, Juan says the band Blur for bullying Nardwuar during one of his interviews. Like, who TF bullies Nardwuar for real?
Yeah, I know there's only been like 2 artists in history that have done it, and they're literally on like a blacklist. They're like shadow banned from life.
It's so weird. It's like, it's the nicest guy. He's so funny. I don't know if I've seen that one. I have seen.
I'm not familiar with who one is.
One of the interviews where there was someone being an asshole to, and I was just like.
Yeah, so some dude with the glasses or something. I remember that there's the Henry Rollin ones too, where it's like,
oh yeah,
he's like, is a dick at first, and then he's like, oh,
right,
maybe this guy's cool.
Well, it like pans out too because
it's a fun
now
story.
They've done like 3 or 4 interviews together, maybe more, and so it kind of started off harsh, and he's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then it turned into this friendship.
He's like, oh, okay, you're not just doing an annoying character, you actually do care.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder if these people could ever redeem themselves if they had got on it quick enough, or it's just like it's just too late. Like once you're rude to Nardwuar, you're fucked.
Yeah, I think so.
If it's the one video and it doesn't resolve, your rep is ruined.
Yeah. Angel says Maddie Mullins of Memphis May Fire calling women in the Warped Tour crowds sluts for dressing a bit revealing because of the summer heat. I never saw this.
That's that does. I mean, he does have like extreme like with youth camp guy
Which
vibe.
is so funny because it's like, sluts, buy my new CD. Thank you. Also, sluts. Jesus loves you. Sluts.
Yeah, for real. Just alienating half your audience right away. That's funny too that it's Warped Tour. It's like 100 degrees out. Like, put your shoulders away, you fucking harlots.
Catherine Hope says, not a band, but Jared Alonji copyright claimed a fan video I made for a school project and had it taken down. Cancel Alonji.
Let's get him out of here.
I mean, I guess you have to be active to be canceled.
That's fair. Right, yeah. Well, you better look out. He's starting a label, bro. He's coming to take down your covers.
Shit, bro.
Or your fan-made videos. Well, yeah. Well, I know it says fan video, but like, did you use the whole song? Because that, there is a problem with that.
Getting it taken down is interesting because you can claim the revenue, I think. Mm-hmm. But getting it like actually like, no, fuck you, like remove this shit.
That's fair.
Some Jared Alonji shit.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's doing like, I don't know, like label business stuff or whatever. So maybe too, he's like trying to see how to do like mass flaggings or something for other bands potentially.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure, but that it is a bummer. But I feel like we're missing some context on that.
Yeah, probably for sure. Matt says found out the singer was a pedo. This could be a multitude of bands, sadly.
Yeah.
That'll do it, yeah.
I know, those are funny, too. I feel like you don't even have to say that one.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Like, who is the guy that's like, I mean, yeah, he's a pedophile, but...
The one guy that's still listening to Lost Prophets.
See, like, I always imagine that when people are, like, so advocating for, like, child abuse is bad, or, like, women's rights, and, like, things that should be obvious.
Yeah.
And it's just like, who's the one guy who's going to be like, women do deserve rights. Like, who is this campaign for? Like, who needs to be told, like, the murder is bad campaign?
Right. Tyler says, kicked out their vocalist and re-recorded his vocals and didn't tell him. Thy art is murder. Is that what happened? I don't remember exactly what it was.
Also, I feel like you don't post that and then not wake up the next day and go, fuck, I'm getting kicked out. Like, he knew that shit was coming, dude. There's no way.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but yeah.
There was a weird thing that happened with kind of with that band Worm Shepherd recently. It was like the vocalist had, I don't know, some abuse allegations or something. He like left the band before getting kicked out, and but they were like a couple weeks away from album release, and so they were gonna try to find a new person to redo it, and then they were like, I think we're just gonna put it out. Like we'll just it exists still. We did this before any of that, so like here it is. That was an interesting. It kind of was like reminded me of this a little bit, but then they went back on it and just did the like. Here's the original act. Because
of the backlash?
Or not even the backlash. I think they were just like, we put so much fucking time into this, and like, I feel like it should be put out how it is.
I feel it. Benji says, I got blocked by Trapped. I guess that would be a good reason to stop listening.
Yeah, that also is funny if you were still listening. Well, like, you probably were like talking shit or something about them. Like, still a fan at that point, though, but then when he blocked you, you're like, I'm never listening to Who's Going Home With You Tonight again.
Logan Smith says Lost Prophets, if you know, you know, which, yes, of course. I don't know if we have to go into it. It's pretty dark, but you can look it up on your own if you want.
Let's just say Lost Prophets has an old Subway sponsorship.
Caleb says, there's a long period of time I stopped listening to Motionless in White for a petty reason. My mom got me tickets to see them back in 2017 for Christmas. I was so pumped because they were my favorite band at the time. Then they canceled the show the day of and said due to unforeseen circumstances. Luckily, I knew people that worked a venue, and it was just low ticket sales. Like, don't try to book a huge venue if you're not a huge band.
That is funny. I stopped listening because you were bummed about the canceling, and then you like, almost felt like embarrassed for them. You're like,
right.
I'll give
what
them
are you doing?
shot.
I will say it is so much better to obviously like play a 250 cap room that's sold out than try to play a 500 cap room and there's only 200 people there.
You're like, we're gonna have to
just it's much better to just do the sold out thing.
It's just reminded me too. I actually have a petty reason I stopped listening to Motionless in White for a while. Too,
really?
When I was younger, yeah, I saw them 4 times in a row. Like when Creatures came out, it was like my favorite like metalcore band.
Yeah.
Saw him 4 times live, and there was one song, I think it was Immaculate Misconception, where there's this one part where he does these cool like highs back and forth. All 4 times he didn't do it live.
Oh no.
And I was so mad because every time I was like, this is my favorite part, and he'd be like,
right.
And I literally stopped listening to them for like a year because I was so mad that he didn't do the thing.
Yeah, you
live.
hear that, singers? Do your parts live.
I was like, why the fuck do you write it if you're not going to do it live? 4 different shows? You didn't do it once?
That's a genuine question, yeah. 100%. Tim Wanger says, replace Chester Bennington with a chick.
Tim Wanger. That was a good one.
Just with a chick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I get it. Like, if you're a huge fan of Chester and you don't like, it's just funny. Is
and it's not like Emily
with a chick.
It's
yeah.
like, hey, fucking my girl. Bro,
yeah,
that shit sucks.
I mean, what else? I mean, you either stop making music or you do what they did. So it's like,
yeah, dude. Plus, I think
what do you do?
It's way better for the longevity of the band to get a female singer because they are less likely to be compared to Chester forever. Like this first album, whoever it is getting, compared, but their voices are going to inherently be much different. So I feel like it was a smart choice, honestly, to try to just remove as much comparison as you can.
I agree. Joshua says, for a brief time, I stopped listening to Stained because Aaron Lewis posted a picture in the middle of a desert with Trump 24 spelled out using 32 dead coyotes. It's one thing to share who you prefer when it comes to an election, but it's another thing to share it with 32 freaking coyotes that are dead.
Yo, that's just so wild. I'm like, what is even the correlation of these things? Like, it almost seems like a threat to Trump.
Oh, man. Right? Yeah.
Trump 24.
I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Yeah, also, how pissed do you think he was that he couldn't spell it with 24 coyotes? He's like, fuck, dude, I need 8 more of these motherfuckers.
He's been out hunting for like 2 days straight.
Yeah, he's like, fuck. We're going to find 8 more coyotes. I just killed all of them around here.
Yeah,
Dude, what do you do with 32 dead coyotes? Like, do you give them to somebody? Is there like a guy that comes and collects the pests and you're just like,
I don't know. I mean, maybe
nobody's eating coyote meat.
Like, let him lay there. I don't know. Well,
he's leaving it in a fucking mound in the woods of 32 dead coyotes. That's how you traumatize people. It's just like, there's witches afoot.
You could always stack and burn them, like at the end of Star Wars when they burn the body. You just stack them all and burn them up.
Yeah, does a Daredevil thing and lights the Trump 24 on fire.
Although if you left it in the Trump 24 and they just decayed and became bones, that'd look pretty hard.
That'd be pretty tough.
Trump
honestly.
24 would spelled out with bones.
That would be a tough, like if Trump ever wanted to kick up a hardcore career.
Yeah.
That'd be a sweet album art. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this story. R.I.P. to the 32 coyotes, but that's fucking nuts. That is such a large amount, dude. I was fucking bored. What?
Next up, Lucas Dick says the way Maynard dresses, specifically the 1993 performance at Reading Fest. I will not elaborate further, like WTF is that. Are you looking at it up?
I gotta see this.
You'll have to show it on the screen.
Yeah,
I'm assuming he's probably wearing like a man thong or something, like barely dressed. I don't know.
Like, oh damn, it's just goatsy, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, something. But I thought that was so funny to be like, this one performance, the way he dressed, I was like, nope.
Dude, also Reading Fest. What a bad name for a show.
Never listening again. What is it?
I mean, it is pretty bad. He looks like one of the characters from Manhunt. Just like a shitty PS2. He looks like embarrassed he's wearing it too. Or you know what he looks like? He looks like like in movies when a kid becomes an adult.
Yeah.
Like
I just instantly.
Like, yeah, he's like in the toddler PJs still.
Do you think that's enough to stop listening though?
Yeah, just like. Oh, his wardrobe is cringe. Dude, I'm out of here. Also, too, like when do you think he saw this? Like it was in '93. Like he was a huge fan, and then just live was like, oh no. Or was he listening to a while, and then it popped up randomly? It was like, oh.
When did Tool start? I feel like I didn't realize they went back to the early 90s.
I think they had like.
I guess
music
that
in
makes
like
sense.
'89 or something, like that like wasn't even published. It's like live footage and shit.
Gotcha. Don't ever wear it again, Maynard. Losing fans. Noah says, Danny from Ask Alexandria leaves, then everyone loved Dennis. Then Danny comes back, all cowboy yee-hawed out, ready to fuck shit up, just to become another victim of mainstream rock with the lead singer who does not give a fuck about his band anymore. Oh, and has anyone ever seen Ben Bruce? What? What's wrong with Ben Bruce?
I think he left the band because he had like a family.
Oh, like he's gone. Like where did he go?
Yeah, I think that's like.
I literally thought he was saying like, has anyone seen the guy?
Like, also,
just
my friend is missing. It's like on the bottom of this. Also, has anyone seen Pete Clementine? He's been missing for 6 days, and his family's worried.
I thought he was just like, look at the guy. He's hideous.
Has anyone seen this ugly bitch?
That's what I thought. I was like,
so funny.
What's wrong with him?
I mean, it could be that, but I think it has something to do
so
with
funny.
Ben like not being involved anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally get the not listening to AA anymore. Like they're a completely different band.
Yeah,
from what
for sure.
You know, if you're a Stand Up and Scream fan, you are not gonna like this era of
yeah.
them. And also, too, it's a bummer too to like call. Like when bands become mainstream that they don't care anymore, it's just like, dude, if you're in that band and you're starting to crush it, and like I think they're huge in Mexico, like they're probably making more money than they've ever made, and it's like when you're that like much older and it like, are you still? They've already put out so many sick albums, like dude, are they really responsible for making the next fucking sickest metalcore record, or like what they're doing is working for them and they seem to be enjoying it enough.
Well, also imagine being 40 years old and crabcoring.
Right,
to the
yeah,
same
exactly. Like it is a bummer that bands have to change, but I think it is a bummer that like we have a stigma to call bands like sellouts or something, or like they're like don't care when they become that, because it's like a lot of bands evolve into that sound. Like you can't. Not all of us are lucky enough to do Slipknot to that age.
Yeah. Do you remember seeing the video of Disturbed live doing Down with the Sickness, and he's like 50 something, and he's like, get up, come on, no mama, don't beat me, don't beat me.
It. Hey mama, kick my ass, mama.
It is weird watching like a 50-year-old man be like, no, mommy, don't hit me, mommy.
Yeah, and bitch. Too, you can tell he's like trying to focus on his posture and his age, so he's got this weird like. He's like got this funny like I can't bend over too quickly posture.
I mean, it's literally like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
If you stay the same forever, people get mad. If you don't and you change, people get mad.
I think it's fun to joke about it, but like earnestly, it's like, who really? What are you gonna do? You know, like just getting upset about it isn't gonna change.
Wesley Cope says, I stopped listening to Kings of Leon after hearing them the first time.
That's funny with the, why'd you stop listening to a band? Like, I listened to them.
Yeah,
that's my reason. I heard them.
That's a good reason.
I finally heard them.
Yeah, everyone was saying, check them out.
Yeah, Kings of Leon is one of those bands. It's just like, everyone knows that name, but I couldn't tell you one Leon fan that I know.
Yeah. So Cameron Wright has a dilemma. He says, Atreyu, for being even remotely connected to my dogshit ex-girlfriend. And then this thread goes on that says, I got a few bands like that.
A few.
And someone says, that's valid. And then someone says, still hurts, huh, bud? And then someone else says, valid. And someone else says, man, it sucks when that happens, too. Like, is this something that happens all the time to people?
Dude, it probably happens way more in the, like, you know, younger bands trying to, like, opening for shows and stuff. It probably happens a lot. 'Cause I know somebody from Aberdeen that happened to. It was like his girlfriend basically like cheated on him with like the famous version of him, like was like same music, same style, same instrument, and just like the cooler version of him.
Damn, that's rough.
I'm like, dude, yeah. So it probably does happen quite a bit where you're like, your girl's like, oh, I'm into music, I like band guys, and then just like the famous version of you shows up. It's like, oh shit. That is funny that all of Atreyu though is also like connected.
Atreyu.
And then I like this one too. I've got a few bands like that. Homies, like that's happened to multiple times.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Damn, dude, I'm sorry.
Cody says, well, I wasn't going to stop listening to the band, but I was not going to listen to a song of theirs because they used a different vocalist for the one song. The band is Greystone. I actually like both versions of the song. Of course, the edge goes to Austin, slamdogs.com. Yeah, what happened with that, Austin? You want to let us know?
Oh, yeah, we just never heard back.
Never heard back.
Well, we did hear back, but they just, like, you know, classic musician thing. Especially vocalists, we all have that problem of just, like, I would love to do that.
Well, to be fair, what's I don't even remember their name. Soulfire. I was gonna say Sunfire for a second. Soulfire hasn't released a single song yet. Bastards.
Yeah, I know. I really want to put out Edge of Time.
Yeah.
That song's a banger.
Alex says, I used to dig Stone Sour, but when I read the lyric, I'm a rock and roll Han Solo, it took me out. Haven't really listened to them again.
Also, too, Han Solo would never call himself the rock and roll. Like, it's very anti-Han Solo behavior to call yourself Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's so... You ever write lyrics so cringe, people are just like, ah.
I didn't even think about it. Yeah, like, you're... Like, I've been a fan for years, and then just... Like, ooh, I didn't know you were cringe, bro. Fuck.
Carlos says, Attila. They didn't do anything in particular. They just got to Attila after 2012, if you know what I mean. It's like, you know that thing they do? They just did it too well. They were too much
Attila.
Of themselves.
I get it. It's like a Flanderization. If, like, you know, like Ned Flanders in The Simpsons, he initially was just the, like, parallel of Homer, and then over time he's just like, oh, I know, giggly doobly. He's just like a tiny molecule of what he was supposed to be. He's just like a dramatic version of that one characteristic.
Yeah, you almost become like a satire version of yourself.
Yeah, which I totally get that for Attila, because when they were younger, I think too the difference is just how wealthy Franz got. Yeah. I think that changes it a lot, because when you're writing about like partying and having fun with the boys and drinking and stuff, everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, but then when you're like, I still party, but also I'm rich and fuck you. It's like the weird fuck you part came in, because before it was just like, raw, having fun and partying, and then he got money and was just like, literally, I hate all of you. It's like, oh, dude, what the fuck did I do?
Jonas says, found out Spirit Box had a female vocalist.
Dude, there's a lot of woman hate in this. There's like the fourth band that's just like, there was a girl.
Comment below if you're an incel fan of the DickeyDines show. Hit that like button. Share the video if you're an incel.
How could you not tell? Like, she's pretty fucking fair. I found out Paramore had a girl in it this whole time, dude.
Taylor says, tried killing wife, then gave new waifu emotional damage.
At first I thought it was just like a confession.
Yeah, right.
Tried killing wife.
No.
It's like a memoir. Tried killing wife today.
Yeah.
Is he talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Dalton says, Fat Mike drinks piss. Which...
That's just a thing on a bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Fat Mike drinks piss. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Call number for a good time. Who's Fat Mike?
He's a singer of that one, like, punk band or whatever they're called. Yeah, I'm sure he actually probably does, to be fair. I can't think of the name, but yeah, he's a really, really popular band.
Dude, I just watched the movie Locked. It just came out, and it has 3 piss drinking scenes in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the director has a fetish or something.
Yeah, I was like, why are these so long? Why does it keep happening?
Paul says, Michael Jackson after I found out he was black. In his early years.
We did a background check on you and found out you used to be black. That's like in full, like when Chappelle does the white face like thing, and he's just like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, it says 2005 you were a black man. Well, Charles, this is quite the predicament, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
That's so funny. Also, too, like he was like a child at the time. He's just like, no. This was Michael.
Oh yeah, that's
damn Paul.
That's a brave one. That's a brave comment right there.
Dale. Too, he is still black. Which is the thing he was.
Well, he's
black.
dead.
I mean, he's still. His melanin's strong, brother.
Dale said haircut. I don't know what that means, but apparently someone got a haircut that he didn't like.
Dude, that is fair. That's something
in a band that
is part of getting older, is realizing that like a haircut can drastically change a person. It's
right.
Like, look like a completely different, like suave, or just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I like, it sounds petty, but honestly, like, if it's too wild, how could you look at him again?
Like it's like if Bret Michaels shaved his head.
And you'd be
like,
yeah, you'd be like, who is this guy?
What?
Yeah, I can't listen to him if he's got no bandana.
Last one, Zach says, they forced every single iPhone owner to have their album and basically not ever be able to delete it. Which he's talking about U2, obviously, and like, what a crazy thing to think back on.
Weird moment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
like,
too,
who does that?
Do we know that it was U2's fault? Like, what if Apple reached out to them and were like, we want to try this new thing to see if people like, you know, so they just have music on their library so that they don't have, you know, if they're not going to ever download it, they'll still have an album. And then they did like a partnership. Like maybe they came to them, because I can't imagine like a band coming to Apple being like, we'd like our music on every single iPhone device, and they'd be like, yes. Would they think it would drive up iPhone sales? Like,
bro,
that's a nuts.
I
Like,
don't
what is
know.
the give and take here? Is it like I'm paying you for advertisement, in return you get.
The automatic download caused users to express frustration as they felt it was an unwanted addition to their music. That's the worst part of this, is that like you give people your music for free and they go, no,
like,
I'm good.
They're like, ugh.
They're like, no, I'm okay.
How much space is this going to take up on my phone?
Apple later provided a tool for users to remove the album from their iTunes music libraries and purchase histories.
They had to create a brand new tool just to remove U2's album.
Jeez, man. Oh my god. Well,
That's pretty funny.
I hope U2 made a shit ton of money from that, because, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's a bummer. And they're just always that was so long ago. Still, that's like the most famous, other than South Park, that's like the most famous thing I know them for.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Bono needs his biddy.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to support us, links in the description below to go to our Patreon. We really appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll see you.
And why you stop listening, band?
Why you stop listening? Comment below. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments below.
And, yeah.
I got some charcoal I gotta eat. Brother, I'm pogging. Oh, I'm totally poggering.